and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Zander Insurance's Countdown to Friday. This is, of course, where we travel B-Hop and Mo on the go down here to Marshall County, where we're talking with one of the coolest cats in town. Thomas Osteen was cool enough to step away from his classes and give us a few minutes. Coach, unbelievable year. Since Stratford, you only lost by 7 points. The only team to come at least even close to beating you was by 14 points. What a tremendous season for you guys at this point.
Yeah, just thrilled with the year that we've had, and for the success we've had throughout the year, and for this senior bunch that's really committed themselves to being excellent on a day-to-day basis. And when I got here 3 years ago, they bought into what was going on, and have just reaped a lot of benefits from that. So just really happy with where we're at, but hopefully got a lot more football to play.
Absolutely.
Now, the year that you guys had last year, with a lot of underclassmen on that team, kind of led you to believe that this had an opportunity to be a special season, did it not?
No doubt. We're able to go to the semifinals last year. We're able to win the first region championship Marshall County had won in 13 years, and we're had a bunch of underclassmen that got that experience. So just no doubt the expectations were high this year, and we'd set those for ourselves, just for as many people that we had returning. So just all that experience has paid huge dividends for us this year, no doubt.
Familiar opponents, Coach Osteen, talking about playing a Giles County or even playing in East Hamilton. These are teams that in the postseason you've either seen before, or even during the regular season this year you've seen before. What would you think would be the difference come round 2 for facing a team like Giles County?
Yeah, the whole saying is it's hard to beat anybody twice, much less a good team twice. And we played Giles in week 5 this year. It was a nip and tuck game for 3 quarters. They dropped a wide open touchdown pass that would have, I think, sent it to the final moments. But we're able to, get some momentum there in the 4th quarter and pull away. But a game that was much closer than the score indicated, and I know they've improved a ton since then.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have too.
You think making those adjustments, particularly against a team that obviously has beaten them already this year, how do you basically not do the same things that you've done the first time to get a win, but then still at least stay a step ahead of them? Obviously with you already having a win on them once this season already.
You hit the nail on the head there. Just you don't want to change who you are and what you've got you to this point. But that being said, anytime you play a team that's well coached, they're going to view the film of that last game and try to attack weaknesses that we have. So that we'll no doubt put some new wrinkles in ourselves. But that being said, the team that blocks and tackles the best and executes what they do is going to have the best chance to win.
So many wrinkles to that matchup, that rivalry. Already Marshall County, Giles County is one of the hottest rivalries in Middle Tennessee to start with.
Yes, sir.
When you add into it the fact that you came here from Marshall County, that you coached with David Osteen, David O'Connor.
Yes, sir.
You were an offensive coordinator on that 2009 team that won a state championship with Bo Wallace at quarterback, who is now your quarterback coach for his younger brother, Bryce Wallace. So a lot going on there. How do you feel like y'all handled all of the intrigue of that matchup in week 5, and how big a deal is it this time around?
Hey, you're right. This is a game definitely not short on storylines at all.
Yeah, as a journalist, we kind of try to pick up.
Yeah, no doubt. But first off, David O'Connor is a phenomenal coach. Owe a great deal of gratitude to him with the 6 years that I spent with him, and I wouldn't have this opportunity to be here if it wasn't for for learning from him and success we had at Giles. But that being said, when the ball is kicked off, it's about playing football, and he's a competitor just like we are, and it's about doing what's best for your team. And so naturally those things worry you about all the outside things that can influence a player and wanting to do too much because we're playing a rival. But last time we played, I tried to put myself in Bryce's shoes just a little bit, and how nervous would I be in that type of situation, and he handled it with flying colors. And so just really fortunate how mature he is at a young age.
A lot of crossover. I know that you've got an assistant whose mom is an administrator down there,
yes.
and different stuff like that. Just a lot of intermingling, and I guess that kind of speaks to where both those programs are too, does it not?
Yeah, it does. Our defensive coordinator, Jerry Cobb, who's one of the biggest reasons that I feel like we've improved as a football team is defensively we're so much better than we were 2 years ago and even last year, and that has a lot to do with him. And his mom is the principal at Giles County High School, and we love her, and she was so good to me when I was down there. But you're right. Just naturally, two counties that have been rivals for a very long time, that have gotten after each other on the football field, and naturally, you're going to have we've got a bunch of our kids that are kin to their kids, and a bunch of theirs that spend Christmas with our kids. So just a ton of closeness there. That all the things and ingredients to make up a great rivalry.
As close to sibling rivalries you can have in high school.
Yes, no doubt.
Coach, back-to-back or really even second straight regional titles in as many years. Just talk about how you battle complacency. How do you basically deal with having the crosshairs on your back, having won back-to-back years?
That's right. I think last year we were the hunter, and this year we've been the hunted.
Exactly.
a little bit. But as a football coach, you want those great expectations on your program, because that hopefully means you've had a lot of success. And anytime you're dealing with high school kids, you worry about them being overconfident sometimes. But I feel like we've got a good balance of being confident, but not being overconfident, and respecting our opponent. We've got a loose bunch that really feels like we've it was 30 years ago when Marshall County was over 30 years Marshall County won their only football state championship. So this group really feels like there's a lot left to prove, and are not happy. We're happy with where we're at, but we're not satisfied, no doubt.
You talk about being loose, and I was actually down here for that Giles County game, and Jay Howard is out there between timeouts, doing what he does. And,
How was the Mo? You look like you about to do something.
That was about as far as it goes. Trust me. But you talk about the job that Bryce has done. The position that he stepped into, there was so much around him with a Jay, with a Trey Crutcher, with a Cameron Liggett at running back. Just talk about that offense that you guys have got and the talent that you've got at the skill positions.
Well, it's very fortunate. It's the most electric pieces that I've ever been around as a coach, and that was kind of some comfort knowing that Bryce is going to have some growing pains, but he don't got to do it by himself. He's got not one or two pieces to get the ball to. He's got a bunch, and that gelling together process has been great to see. Having two returning receivers that have made All-State previously in their careers is a quarterback's dream at any age, much less a first-time starter. Of course, it's just been a great thing to see. You can't double both of those guys, and then when you play two safeties the whole game, it's going to open up big holes for Cameron Liggett in our running game.
Wrapping up, Coach Osteen, obviously when you're talking about great players like Cam, you mentioned Bryce, you've got an MTSU commit that's basically going to be hanging down now at the Titan Stadium there, Mr. Kane Williams. Just tell us a little bit about him, both sides of the football, he's effective, and also what it's going to take for you guys to obviously get your second win over Giles County in the same season.
Yeah, Kane, he's the leader of one of our leaders on our defense. Had a phenomenal year. Fortunately, we're able to play two platoon football a good bit. Okay. So he plays defense every snap, and then is part of our three running backs in the backfield. So hopefully that keeps him fresh. Number one is he's made a bunch of splash plays on the year. He's got 10 quarterback sacks at a linebacker position, so he can rush the passer as well. He recovered a fumble last week for a touchdown. And he's got 2 fake punts for touchdowns on the year. So he just affected the game in so many ways for us. And one of the reasons he's a Mr. Football, semifinalist, I guess. And I feel like MTSU is getting a great player with him. And then, going to the keys for this week. Number one is who's going to be able to, be the calmest in an electric environment and weather that storm early. And then it's about us defensively. We've got to stop their passing game and stop their quarterback, John Bacchus, because he's one of the best in the mid-state. Then offensively, we got to take care of the football and finish the drives and opportunities that we have.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for another edition of B-Hop and Mo on the Go down here in Marshall County. This is Coach Thomas Osteen. You're not related to Joel Osteen, are you?
I get that all the time. Not close anyway.
Okay.
Not close.
All right. Anyway, back to you guys in the studio. Yeah, thanks to you guys on the set there. I like that. I like that suit that guy was wearing. That was pretty jazzy. It looked like a cherry.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick before we go to the break, most shocking loss in the first round of the playoffs.
Collierville 35, Wilson Central 21 in the first round of the Class 6A playoffs. Wilson Central went in as the number 3 seed. We talked about them a little bit over the course of the year, coming out of Region 3 6A. Blake Matters threw for 350 yards in that ball game. Also had 3 pickoffs.
Yeah, that'll do that too. Turnovers, we talked about that. Always being the difference. So, hey, that was our B-Hop Mo on the Go segment brought to you by Price Point Furniture.
Where the price is the point.
Yeah, we've got so much more coming right here on the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday. We've got our Tennessee Titans Mr. Football semifinalists. You heard us kind of reference that when we were down in Marshall County because Kane McWilliams is one of the semifinalists. We'll talk about that. We've got our Pull Apart Peak Performers. That's when we take a look at some of the area athletes and some of the performances that they put on. And, of course, we've got Innsworth head baseball coach Jason Maxwell in studio. A lot in store. Stick around for more of the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday.
Because you're bowing up on the edge there to set the edge.